Hi everyone, and welcome to the April newsletter as we move from one season to the next. I always find that the transition of the seasons are really interesting. And for me, moving from summer into autumn time is my favourite one. I love the really cold mornings with the bright sunshine as that contrast. And I think that moving from summer into autumn time is the best time to really have that reflective phase. That time when we can look back through our summer months and really appreciate what we did achieve and what we have changed in our lives and what we've gained through our experiences. I'm often reminded as we move from autumn into summer of the British television show called Last of the Summer Wine, which was really about people of a certain generation in the twilight years, if you will, and just the wisdom that they had. And the Last of the Summer Wine really is that. The barrels that are coming out of the wine cellar for the last of the season are the most mature, the most delicious. They have the best story, the best flavour. And I think that the last of the summer wine for me is, well, who have I become because of the events of summer? What did actually happen in the summer months that will help me transition into the autumn months, a much older and wiser being? Like most people, Mike and I, we had our ups and downs. We had a beautiful holiday, both in Melbourne, and we took some time out in the mountains down here in the South Island in Lake Tekapo. And it was a really lovely time of reflection as our cat had just passed away as we moved into January. And so that time down there in amongst the mountains, just appreciating who she was and what she brought to our life and how much we really loved having her company. It was actually a really spiritual time. It was a really soft time for Mike and I, just to be in that wonderful, beautiful, fresh air. But then also the huge delight and awesomeness of my niece being born in the Czech Republic, the first child to my brother, who is in his late 40s, becoming a dad for the first time. And so there's just all of that excitement for them and the joy of just the life cycle, be you human or animal. We come in and we go out, we come in and we go out. So the summertime had lots of highlights. One of the highlights, I think, for myself was going back to trusting my own guidance. I had sort of disconnected, I think, from trusting what I was hearing or seeing or feeling. I think we all go through those phases in our life where we do sort of think, is that right? Did I hear that right? Am I feeling that right? And in the summer months, I just really decided to go with my gut instinct. I called upon my guides, I talked to my angels, and really just followed through on all of the intuitiveness, all those messages that came through, even to the one in which was about our cat Paris, which was, if you're going to draw her, you need to draw her now because she's not going to be here long. And sure enough, that did happen. And I think the whole aspect of trusting ourselves, it can bring us a lot of joy. And I think that's one of the things that I get a real kick out of. And it makes me giggle when I do something because I've heard it or felt it or have this knowing. And then it just happens. And it happened just at the weekend there, where it just woke up that, I've got to see if Nathan needs a healing. And so in our conversation, sure enough, He had had a bit of an eventful weekend and really appreciated just a little bit of a healing just to help him through that process. So I think that in reflection of the summer wine for me, as I'm another season older, another season more mature, trusting in myself and following through with the guidance. There's no point in our guides giving us guidance if we don't then follow through. We don't need to know the outcome, we just need to follow through. That has been a real gift, I feel. And both Mike and I have made some huge changes, which has meant saying goodbye to people who we've worked with for a long time. It's introducing new people into our lives and forming and creating that positive working relationship. It's having the people around you who can support the next phase, the next arena of growth for you. That's really important. So I feel that if we take the whole season, the last 3 months, for us here in New Zealand, our summer was a mixture of highs and lows. It was a mixture of good and bad weather. But I think overall, we've come through that season relatively unscathed in comparison to the global arena. What was really interesting, where I've talked about setting boundaries, pushback, there's still a little bit of that coming forward. I'm hearing that with my clients. And I think it's important that you do keep your boundaries really firm and you have an explanation as to why you have those boundaries and how they serve you. They may not serve other people, but your boundaries are not about serving other people. It's about serving you and what you need in your life. I think with the pushback, I think when our boundaries are being broken or really pushed and we stand firm, then we become more confident in what we want to bring into our life and what is important in our life. And we are heard. It's like we're being heard. And it's, I think on a global scale, we're seeing the pushback coming in many countries where the everyday public are looking to their governments and going, well, no, actually, this isn't appropriate. This isn't right. This isn't what we voted on, or this isn't what we thought we were going to get. This is something really different, and it isn't really who we are culturally, and it isn't who we are as individuals as well. So I think that what is always reflected on the global scale in that macro, that huge picture, is always reflected on that micro level, on our own personal levels. Remember, this is the year of the snake, and it's the green year, so it's a young snake with growing shoots. And so shedding old skin, shedding ways of doing things, shedding how we think, what our beliefs are, is really important. But like the last of the summer wine, we have to be sure that we're making really mature decisions, that we stand by our decisions, and that we understand what or how our decisions will ultimately impact us as individuals. So it's a really important time. So hopefully that will give you some pause for thought and help you look back on what your summer has been for you. As for my work, we are just about to launch all of my products on a brand new platform, which should make downloading the digital products really easy, make it much easier accessing your purchases. Your dashboard is going to be really simple. So I'm very excited, and that was one of the major changes for me this year, was to find and invite new people into my life that will help support the work and give me a platform that I can now add more product onto. So I'm really excited about that. So you will be receiving an email from myself and the team, just launching and just telling you about what is happening with our new platform. I am going to host a crystal healing course. I haven't actually done any physical courses for quite some time, but I've had a few requests, and I did a survey online quite some time ago, a few months ago, about, well, what would people like? And the crystal healing, Acturian healing, and the Sacred Path course were the top favourites. So I'm hosting a crystal healing course. It will be for a very small group of people. I only have a small space to work in. So it's definitely first come, first served. The link is in the newsletter. And I will be doing my live meditations, moving them from Insight Timer onto my own website. So I will continue with the crystal insight meditations the last Sunday of every month from May moving forwards. So lots of changes, lots of good things out there. And I think that that sense of maturity is not just a reflection in myself, but I think it is coming to be noticeable within the platforms that we're now going to move to. It's a mature platform that is really reliable. So I'm really excited about those changes. As always, it is great to hear from you. If there's any topics you want me to talk about, then always just give me a quick text. Sort of join us in the Opus Soul community, which will be rebranding and relaunching soon, where I'm hoping to just dialogue every day with people and create an online community. So that's another big change that's coming. So it's about having access to me on that day-by-day basis with any of your questions, etc. So always open to hear from you, and really appreciate the very loyal support that I get from you on a monthly basis. I love your emails when you all come back going, oh, that's what I've been feeling, and this is what I've been feeling, and that's what I needed to hear. That was the big thing last month, that's really what I needed to hear. So until the next time, take care of yourself, be good to yourself, and listen to those reflections, listen to your intuition and follow it through. Until the next time, bye for now.